You know, I've always wanted to do a really big number, but it never happened. But I realized that if I was ever going to do it, I was going to have to write it and do it myself. Yet I hesitated because I thought that people might think I was, well, a little bit sad that I'd try and do a big number all by myself. Until one night, I had a dream about Treasury Secretary Timothy Geithner. And I woke up the next morning realizing that what I needed to do was to write a song not about just little old me, but about something that could help this whole cockeyed country of ours. And so I wrote this song to help us solve the national debt. 'Cause we can put this country back upon its path, and we can solve the national debt if we just do the math. You see, it all started when I was just a lad of 6. I learned to count by ones. At 10 I learned geometry, gee, that was lots of fun. Then came my main man algebra and his good buddy trig, and later learned the calculus with its concepts that are big. But I first felt a real grown-up, a world-wise citizen, when I did learn to harness all the mighty powers of 10. Let me give you some examples. The circumference of the earth ain't so much now, don't you see? It's only 2.4 miles times a mere 10 to the 4. And 1.86 miles is the speed of light per second. Well, times 10 to the 5, that is, if I have fairly reckoned. And guess how many ants there are upon this entire earth? It's estimated 10 to the 16th power, more than people ever birthed. And hey, how about that Avogadro? His number, what a guess! 10 to the 23 per liter, yet hardly any mass. And now, I'll bet some of you out there do not realize that 10 to the 23 is a special number. It's also estimated to be the total number of cells in all the people on the earth, and the total number of stars in the entire universe. Now, you're probably thinking what I'm thinking, that we should forget about the Da Vinci Code, that we should have been talking about the Avogadro Code. Why, if we'd only known about the Avogadro Code, we would have known it's a conspiracy that could have changed our history. Why, at the very least, I think it's trying to tell us that the drinking age, the driving age, and the number of Supreme Court justices all be 23. Yes, we can solve big problems using powers of 10. You bet. Now listen, and I'll tell you how we can solve our national debt. The debt is only 15 trillion and odd dollars, but we are 3 times 10 to 8. Kids, ladies, and their fellers, why a piece that's only 4.8 times 10 to the 4 to pay, and at just $100 a day. Why, that'll only take 480. It's just $100 a day. In just over a year, why, we could pay the debt all off and be free and clear. Yes, 15 times 10 to 12, that's total. Why, that seems a piece of cake. At roughly 4 times 10 to 4 apiece. Why, that's not a clerical mistake. Ah, forget the 3 times 10 to 9 that's added on each day. Let's focus on the principle the rest do lay away. And let's have some benefits and balls and swims across the lake. Let's bake cakes and pies and pecan balls. Come on, let's shake and bake. Yes, at just $100 a day and just over a year, why, we could pay the debt all off. Come on, let's pay the debt all off. All together, let's pay the debt all off and be free and clear. Yeah!